Hi there, I figured since I made a video for my spaghetti westerns, I might as well make one for my Euro crime collection. Um, you know, the Italian gangster films. And this is actually a genre I almost like more in spaghetti westerns, but they are harder to come by. So there's not nearly as many of them released, especially in America, on DVD. First up over here we have the Fernando de Leo Crime Collection, just recently released. This is really good stuff here. What the Man with No Name trilogy is to spaghetti westerns, this is to Euro crime. Really good stuff. The films aren't near as flashy or looking or stylistic as the films of like Umberto Lenzi or Enzo G. Castellari, but I do prefer those. But those are great films. I can't deny that. Next up, I have some releases from a gray market company called Alpha Digital, and actually these are some pretty damn good releases. 16 by 9 widescreen silver press discs. I know people that refuse to buy Alpha Digital because they say because they're not official, but I say you're missing out on a grand opportunity to see some great films, and I doubt they ever will get true releases, so you have to deal with these for at least for now. And first up here I got Violent Naples. This is actually a third in a trilogy of the Inspector Betty films, and they all star Maurizio Merli, and this third one's actually directed by Umberto Lenzi, and this is my favorite of the trilogy and one of my favorite Euro crime films. It is truly great. I highly recommend this one. That is a really good one. Then we have Rome Armed to the Teeth. I love that title. Grindhouse Releasing is supposed to be releasing a DVD or Blu-ray of this under the title The Tough Ones, but since they basically only release one film every 10 years, I figured I'd be dead before it got released, so I picked up the Alpha Digital release, and it was well worth it. One of the best of the genre, violent, stylish. Highly recommend it. Then I got the pretty good sequel to Rome Armed to the Fist, The Cynic, the Rat, and the Fist. This is another pretty good one. Not as good as Rome Armed to the Teeth, but highly recommend this one too. Another Alpha Digital release. Alpha Digital has released some other ones, Eurocrime films, on DVD. I just haven't got around to getting them yet. They are kind of pricey. If you can find them, they are very difficult to find. Now, next I have Blue Underground's releases of the Eurocrime films. First up I got Revolver. This is a good one. Fabio Testi, you know, the man with the... I feel sorry for that name, but very good film. Sergio Solemna, the guy that directed The Big Gun Down, Violent City, Run Man Run. Very excellent. And next up we got Fulci's Contraband. Now, interesting enough, the genre was basically dead by 1980, but Fulci went in and directed one for some reason, and it is the most violent Eurocrime film I've seen in, you know, blood-wise, so did enjoy this one a lot. And we got How to Kill a Judge. This is one of the more talky Eurocrime films. Not a whole lot of action. It does have some good action, but a little too talky for my taste, but it's a good film still. So here we come to my Enzo G. Castellari section. First up is Street Law. Great film. Franco Nero, Barbara Bach. A nice vigilante film. A guy fed up with crime. Then we got Blue Underground's release of The Big Racket. This is one of my favorites of the genre. A lot of tough guy posturing, a lot of machine gun, stylistic, great stuff. Enzo G. Castellari, he's the man. Then we have the Heroin Busters by him. This one's not as good as the previous two, but you know, I still really enjoyed it. Some people really diss this film, but I really still enjoyed it. Sadly, Enzo's first film in the genre, High Crime, has yet to be released. Blue Underground was rumored to have it for a while, but so far nothing has emerged, but hopefully they do release that sometime in the future. Next up is my No Shame collection. All of these DVDs are out of print. Very hard to find. If you want them, you probably will pay a good price today. First up is Umberto Lenzi's Almost Human, starring Thomas Millen and Henry Silva. Oh my god, this is one of the best the genre has to offer. Really violent. Not for the squeamish. Definitely one of the must-owns. And we got Emergency Squad, kind of a badly translated title. I remember my brother was teasing me I had a movie called that. Stelvio Massi. This is better than I thought it would be. Stelvio Massi, he's not one of my favorite directors in the genre, but I still enjoyed it. Thomas Millen gives a good performance. Then we got A Man Called Magnum. Reference to Dirty Harry, you think? Yeah, below average one. The director of this was mostly known for comedies, and you can really tell he feels more comfortable in comedies. There's some odd comical moments, but it's definitely worth it for fans. Then we have The Last Round. Another take on Yojimbo and a Fistful of Dollars. Same basic story. Drifter comes into a town, plays two gangs against each other. Pretty good, actually. I actually rather enjoyed it. Next up we have Gambling City, Sergio Martino. Really shocked by how much I like this one. It's a little different. It's more character driven. So it's not your typical Umberto Lenzi one, but I really liked it. It was a little more drama in it, but very good. Really highly recommend this one. And we have Colt 38 Special Squad. Now, that was actually really enjoyable. The DVD, this was pricey even when I bought it new. Comes with an extra of a film called La Bidonata, which means the ripoff. That film was thought to be lost until they found a negative in a box full of Japanese cartoons, and they put it on as a bonus. And it's directed by Luciano Ercole, and he's mostly known for giallos. He directed a lot of good giallos, but the ripoff, I didn't really enjoy it. It's kind of cool to own it because it's so rare, but definitely buy this one just for the Colt 38 Special Squad. Next up we have The Double Game, which as a bonus you get its rare sequel, Tony Another Double Game. This was made right at the 1980 when the genre was basically dead, and these are some of the worst the genre has to offer. Really no style, just even with George Hilton, these movies are boring, they're non-stylistic, they're drab. It's really cool to have, especially Tony Another Game, since it's so rare. There's only one negative left in existence from the director's personal collection, but only for the most hardcore fans, because these aren't very good. And then I have Convoy Busters. Orazio Merli again. Definitely not his best. Entertaining enough, but this doesn't hold a candle to Violent Naples, Violent Rome, Rome Armed to the Teeth, any of those, but it's still great to see him. Then we have Violent City, Charles Bronson, Telly Savalas. Great one, classic. Gotta own this one. Really good. Blue Underground has re-released it with a different cover art, but definitely must have. Then we have Beast with a Gun. Now this movie is known by so many titles. The Blue Underground re-release has the title Mad Dog Killer. The title credits say Ferocious Beast with a Gun. This is mostly known for being in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown. It's shown on the TV playing in the background. To be honest, wasn't a big fan of it, but I still own it because it's Zero Crime. Then we have Wild East double feature, Confessions of a Police Captain and Summertime Killer. Now, Confessions of a Police Captain, that's the only actually Italian film. Summertime Killer's a Spanish film, so Confessions of a Police Captain, that was from the director of How to Kill a Judge. It's again a more talky one, but a very good one. I did enjoy that one. For Wild East standards, the transfers aren't near as good as their spaghetti western releases, but it's still a good release. I recommend picking that one up. Then we got Light Blast. This is an 80s Eurocrime film with Eric Estrada. I can't believe they cast him in it, but it's bad. It's Enzo G. Costarelli, so it's a lot of action, but it is a bad movie, entertainingly bad movie. A lot of action, and it has a little sci-fi overtones in it with a guy that melts people with a laser, but I like some Italian trashy films, and I really enjoyed it. And we have First Action Hero, a reference to, of course, Schwarzenegger's last action hero. This was made in the early 90s. The genre was dead by 1980, and they made some more throughout the 80s, but most of them in the 80s sucked. And the 91, this is the last gaping breath from a genre that was dead. It's not very good. Actually, it was given to me for free from my dad, so I happily keep it, but I don't think I would have bought it otherwise, but I keep it because it's Zero Crime. I do have a few others. They're kind of scattered here. The Black Cobra movies. It says blaxploitation. They're not. They're Italian. They're Eurocrime films. They're bad. I enjoyed 2 and 3 a lot more than the first one. The first one was pretty dire, a ripoff of Cobra, but for Italian fans of trash, I recommend that one. And another one I own is in this Fred Williamson triple feature, Deadly Impact. Really cruddy. Not a good one, but again, I keep it because, hell, I even enjoy Italian trash once in a while. But while I have this going, I might as well go through the rest on this section of the shelf. I got some Macaroni combat films. Got a Wild East double feature release of Churchill's Leopards, Salt in the Wound. Really cool to see these old films. Salt in the Wound was actually surprisingly really good. Churchill's Leopards a little more average, but recommend that one. Got Enzo G. Costarelli's Eagles Over London. This is the film he's most known for over in Italy. Great DVD release. Really good. Glad they finally got this one out. Of course, now thanks to Quentin Tarantino's pseudo remake, Glorious Bastards. Best thing, Macaroni combat film, cheesy, over the top, Enzo G. Castellari. Yeah, you gotta own it. And over here I have my first dabbling into the Euro Spy. When James Bond was really popular, Italy, they tried to follow footsteps and they released their own James Bond inspired films. This set, limited edition to